It is 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Marcus is 29, works full-time, earns $3,200 a month, and he just declined a dinner invitation because he could not afford the Uber home. He told his friends he was tired. He was not tired. He ran the numbers in his head. Dinner, 2 drinks, cab there, cab back. $80 he did not have until Friday. So he said he was tired. 4 miles away, someone his age, same city, makes $85,000 a month. They just booked a last-minute flight to Milan and barely noticed the cost. They did not check the price. That is the part. They did not check. The flight was $4,200 and it interrupted zero thoughts. Same city. Probably the same music in their headphones. But they are not living in the same world. They are not even playing the same game. The difference is not what they buy. It is a completely different operating system. Different time horizons, different invisible rules, a different definition of what a problem even is.
Here is what most income conversations get wrong. They talk about stuff, the apartment, the car, the vacation. That is not the story. The story is what each level does to your mind, to your decisions, to the version of reality you wake up inside every morning. Median individual income in the US is about $50,200 a year, roughly $4,183 a month before taxes. That is the dead middle of the country. Top 10% starts at about $155,000 a year. Top 1% starts around $430,000, about $35,800 a month. Top 0.1% clears over $250,000 a month. And the top 1% holds about 30% of all wealth in the country. Not a typo. Stop and think about what that means. These people are not just earning different amounts. They are operating with entirely different physics. The rules governing money, time, risk, they are not the same rules. Most people think the person above them is a slightly upgraded version of themselves. They are not.
In this video, we are walking through what your life actually looks like at every level. 0, 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, all the way to $1 million per month. Not what you buy, what changes inside you, inside your decisions, inside the invisible constraints running your life without you knowing it. Before we go, one side says money does not change who you are. The other side says it changes everything. Your relationships, your time, your entire worldview. Drop your answer in the comments. The people who say money is just a tool, and the people who say money is a completely different reality, are about to have a real argument under this video. I want to see it. Sophia is 27, has not worked in 4 months. She wakes up at zero income and the first thought, before coffee, before the phone, is whether the card will go through. Not whether she is happy, whether the card clears. That is survival mode. Your entire cognitive bandwidth collapses to today. Not this week, today. Every decision is binary. There is no investment horizon. There is no career strategy. There is only the next transaction. The invisible thing nobody says out loud. Poverty is cognitively expensive. Every small decision costs real mental energy that other people never have to spend. Kevin is 24, works 40 hours a week, takes home around $1,500 a month. He has a car, needs it for work, and that car is one repair away from a crisis. Not a problem, a crisis. One $900 transmission job and the whole month collapses. Zero savings. Every expense is a calculation. Every unexpected cost is a threat. The dominant emotion here is not despair. It is exhaustion. A specific kind of tired from running the same math in your head every day for years. Marcus, 3,000 to 4,000 a month, American median. Looks like stability from the outside. Pays his bills. Probably has a 401k because HR set it up. He is fine. Except he is not. The illusion of stability is more dangerous than visible struggle. Nothing is technically wrong. He just cannot build anything. Every month ends close to zero before the next paycheck arrives. Retirement is abstract. Not wrong, just abstract. The invisible constraint. The financial tools exist, the bank account, the brokerage, the credit card, but none of them are working for him yet. He's running the machine on idle. Here is where it gets real. 5 to 7,000 a month. Something shifts. Priya is 31, brings home around $5,800, started an investment account last year, has almost 3 months of emergency savings. She went on a real vacation for the first time in 2 years. But here is the trap nobody warns you about. The moment you start to breathe, lifestyle creep begins. Slightly nicer apartment, car upgrade, daily coffee that is actually fine. None of it is wrong individually. All of it together quietly erases the margin you just earned. The people who break through this level are the ones who refuse to let lifestyle accelerate at the same speed as income. Most people do not do that. 10,000 a month, 6 figures, the number on most vision boards. And for about 2 weeks after you first cross it, it really does feel like something. James is 34, just hit $120,000 in tech sales. Then reality settled. Effective federal tax rate here runs 22 to 24%. Add state, add FICA, he takes home $6,800 to $7,200 a month. In New York or San Francisco, that is still one-bedroom territory, still watching the account. The bigger thing James discovered, at $10,000 a month, you can finally see the level above you clearly, and it looks enormous. Before, it was abstract. Now he works with people making $300,000 a year, and the gap is structural, not just numerical. The realization at 6 figures. The game is bigger than I thought, and I just got to the starting line of a different game. $25,000 a month, $300,000 a year. Top 2%. Money stops being the daily constraint. You stop checking prices on menus. Rachel is 38, runs a small agency, clears around $290,000 a year. The shift is not financial, it is time. For the first time, she's thinking about buying hours back. First assistant. First person paid to handle what eats her week. Taxes are real here. Effective rate climbing toward 30%. And she has started thinking about tax strategy the way she used to think about earning more money. The invisible constraint, she is still doing too many hours herself. $50,000 a month. $600,000 a year. Top 1%. Problems do not disappear. They change. Daniel is 43. The question is never, can I afford this? It is, who do I trust? Financial complexity is real. Multiple streams, capital gains, estate questions. The IRS pays attention. The people around you start behaving differently. Some relationships quietly shift when money becomes visible.
Some old friends get harder to reach. Nothing said, just the shared context disappears. The dominant experience that nobody prepares you for. Problems do not get smaller. They get more expensive and more complex. Some people say the jump from $3,000 to $10,000 a month changes everything. Others say the real shift happens somewhere else entirely, and most people never get there. Tell me in the comments, what income level do you think is the real turning point? And where are you right now? I want to read those answers. $100,000 a month. $1.2 million a year. You exist in a parallel economy. Private banking. Investment deals restricted to accredited investors. A different tier of everything. And here is what people at this level almost universally report. It gets quiet. The ambient noise of financial stress, that low hum that most people have been hearing since they were 18, goes silent. And in that silence you can finally hear the other questions. What is this for? What am I building? Michael is 47, clears over $1 million a year. He said the strangest part was realizing he had spent 20 years working towards something
and when he got there, he had to figure out what he actually wanted. The dominant experience at $1.2 million a year is not luxury. It is loneliness and clarity arriving at the same time. 500,000 to a million a month. The money is making money. You are not trading hours for dollars anymore. The question is not how much. That problem is solved. The question is architecture. What structures protect this? What gets passed forward? Almost everyone here says the same unexpected thing. It is quieter than I thought. The number stopped meaning what I expected it to mean. But here is the invisible thing running through all of these levels, and almost nobody names it. The real difference is not what you own. It is how far forward you can think. At $2,000 a month, you think in days. Zero buffer. Every mistake is immediate.
At $10,000, you think in months. At $100,000, you think in years. At $1 million, you think in decades. The length of time you can afford to be wrong is the actual gap, not the apartment, not the car. The length of time you can afford to be wrong. That is the chasm between Marcus declining an Uber on a Tuesday and someone 4 miles away not checking the price on a flight to Milan. Most people spend their 20s thinking the jump from $3,000 to $5,000 a month will fix everything. It will not. The system recalibrates around the new number. Lifestyle expands, taxes take more. The pressure moves to a different corner, but it is still there. The system does not change because your income did. You have to change the system. The question is whether you figure that out at 28 or at 48. One version gets 20 extra years. The other gets there eventually, but spends 2 decades running in place while thinking they were moving forward. One side says, this is about discipline and choices. Every level is accessible to people who make the right decisions consistently. The other side says, the system is designed to keep most people exactly where they are, and individual effort has real limits. Both are probably more true than either side wants to admit. Write your answer. This argument never gets old. If you want to see what actually happens to people's psychology when they cross from $10,000 to $100,000 a month, the specific moment things shift. What changes and how they decide, what they regret. That breakdown is next. If you have ever wondered whether you're optimizing for the wrong thing entirely, that one is going to land differently.